Tesla, they always like pushing the limits, right? With technology and stuff. But sometimes those limits get a little fuzzy, especially when we're talking cybersecurity.
Yeah, for sure. The more complex things get, the more connections, the more chances there are for weaknesses, vulnerabilities to pop up.
And that's exactly what we're looking at today. We're diving deep into the story of David Colombo, the cybersecurity researcher. He got remote access to like a whole bunch of Teslas. We've got articles, tweets, even like some really technical stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so what we want to figure out is like, what did he find? How did he even do it? And what does it all mean for car security in the future? I mean, cars are getting more and more connected every day.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting case study. It shows just how fast cybersecurity is changing in the car world.
Totally. So to help us break it all down, we have our cybersecurity expert here. So Colombo, he first got everyone's attention with this tweet that kind of blew up the internet. He said, and I quote, "So, I now have full remote control of over 20 Teslas in 10 countries, and there seems to be no way to find the owners and report it to them." I mean, when I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah, it definitely grabbed your attention. But, even though it sounds super dramatic, what he could actually control was, well, a bit more limited than it sounds.
Oh, okay. So what could he actually do with these Teslas?
So he could remotely unlock doors and windows, start the keyless driving, even turn off the Sentry mode, that security system. Oh, and like flash the lights, honk the horn, even play music.
Okay, so not like driving the cars away or anything. But still, I mean, think about it. Someone messing with your car without you knowing. Like you're driving down the highway and bam, your music changes. That's got to be freaky.
Yeah.
What did Tesla owners think about all this?
Well, that's the thing. Colombo was really worried about, telling people responsibly, letting the owners know. He even said in some later tweets that he had trouble getting a hold of some of them. And he was really clear that he only messed with cars where the owners said it was okay.
So he was trying to be a good guy, an ethical hacker doing the right thing. But let's get into the how, the nuts and bolts. How'd this hack even work? Was it like a problem with Tesla itself?
Not exactly. The problem wasn't with Tesla's main systems, but with this third-party tool called TeslaMate.
TeslaMate? What's that?
It's a tool, Tesla owners use it. It's like a fancy logbook. Tracks all sorts of car data, energy used, location history, charging stats, all that stuff.
Okay, so this TeslaMate thing, it sounds helpful, but was it kind of like the weak link?
Yeah.
But how did that give Colombo the power to control stuff in the cars?
All right, this is where it gets really interesting. So TeslaMate, with all that data it was tracking, it was also storing some really sensitive stuff, like API keys, and not in a very secure way.
Hold on, back up a sec. What are API keys anyway?
Think of them like the ignition for your connected car. Digital passwords, right? They let different parts of the software talk to each other and control things.
So kind of like leaving your car keys under the mat, huh? Convenient, maybe, but not so safe.
Exactly. And what Colombo found was those keys were basically out in the open. Anyone could grab them and use them to send commands to the cars.
Wow. So this tool that's supposed to help you track your car data turns out to be a way in for hackers.
Right. And there's another layer to this. While Colombo was trying to get a hold of the Tesla owners, he found another problem. This time with Tesla's digital car key software.
Wait, there's more.
Yep. He found a flaw that let him see the email addresses linked to those Tesla API keys. Again, he only used it to try and contact the owners responsibly,
It's crazy how everything's connected, right? One problem can lead to another. I mean, finding one flaw is bad enough, but two, yikes. So what happened next? Did Tesla just ignore him?
Actually, no. This is where they did things right. Both TeslaMate and Tesla took action, and quickly.
Okay, good. So what did they do?
So TeslaMate put out a software update, fixed the problem on their end. And Tesla, they revoked those access tokens, the ones that were affected, and they let the owners know what was up.
Well, that's a relief. So, problem solved, right? End of story.
Well, not quite. You see, this whole thing with Colombo and TeslaMate is just one example. Turns out this wasn't the first time someone found a problem with Tesla's security. There have been others. There was this one case where researchers, they used a drone, to connect to a Tesla's Wi-Fi.
What?
And then they got in, unlocked the doors.
A drone? Seriously, sounds like a James Bond movie or something. So now we got to worry about attacks from the sky, too.
It shows you how anything can be a way in, for hackers when you've got all these connected systems.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh, and there was another time. This one was keyless entry spoofing.
Keyless entry? What? Spoofing?
Yeah, so they tricked the car into thinking their device was the actual key fob. And get this, they did it in under 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's it. That's scary. So anyone with the right gadget could just walk up to my car and drive away. Just like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
These cases, they show that car companies, they have to stay one step ahead, always thinking about security, and how to protect against new threats.
Feels like a constant battle, you know? Good guys versus bad guys. Okay, so cars are basically turning into computers on wheels, right? How do we balance all this cool tech, all this connectivity, with keeping our cars safe? What do you think?
It's a tough question. Everyone loves the convenience, right? The
Yeah.
personalized stuff, controlling everything from your phone. But it comes with a price.
Yeah, I get it. It's like we're all about convenience these days. How many of us actually read those terms and conditions before clicking? Like, I agree, not many.
Right. And it's not just about what we do as individuals.
Mm.
Companies, they need to build security into their systems right from the start. It's not just about protecting data. It's about safety, people's lives.
Makes you think, right? If someone hacks into my car while I'm driving, that's more than just an annoyance. That's dangerous. So what can we do? Is there anything? Or are we just stuck with these risks?
No, we're not helpless. As consumers, we have power. We need to tell car companies, hey, we want better security, and we have to be smart about it ourselves.
What do you mean being smart? Like how?
Stay informed. Read about these vulnerabilities. Know what's out there. Keep your car software up to date. Those updates usually include security fixes. And be careful about apps, especially third-party ones that want to connect to your car. You're basically giving them access to everything. Think twice before you do that. Is the convenience really worth the risk?
So it's not just about Tesla then, it's any car with these fancy features, right?
Exactly. More and more cars are getting connected, so cybersecurity, it's a problem for the whole industry. And it's not just about someone stealing your car. It's about data, your privacy, and even bigger things. Like, what if hackers mess with traffic systems?
Oh man, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a whole other level of scary.
It is. It's important stuff. But, Tesla, they are trying to do some good things, like that bug bounty program they started.
Yeah, I heard about that. What's that all about?
So it's basically a way to get hackers, the good guys, to help them out.
Right.
They find a bug, report it to Tesla, and they could get money, or
Yeah.
even a free Tesla. It's a win-win. Companies get better security, and the hackers get rewarded for doing the right thing.
Nice. So it's like harnessing the power of, the hacker community, but for good.
Exactly. It's all about responsible disclosure.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, remember Columbo's joke about rickrolling Tesla owners?
Oh, yeah. He said he could play that Rick Astley song, Never Gonna Give You Up on their car stereos. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, harmless prank, right?
Yeah.
But makes you think, hackers are getting so good, the line between a joke and something bad, it can get blurry.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you're not trying to do anything bad, things can go wrong.
Exactly. This whole thing about cybersecurity, it's not just about the tech. It's about responsibility. It's about thinking about the consequences, even when we think we're just having fun.
That's deep, man. This has been really interesting, I gotta say. Cybersecurity, it's a big deal, and it's only gonna get bigger as our cars get more and more connected.
I totally agree. And it's a conversation we need to keep having.
It's like we're putting so much trust in these cars, right? Our lives, basically. And they're just sending data, talking to other systems, who knows what else.
Yeah, and it's not just about, one person. Think about what could happen if, hackers got into a bunch of cars at once or messed with, traffic lights or those big highway signs.
Okay, now that's scary. So what can we do? How do we protect ourselves? It feels like, I don't know, a losing battle sometimes.
Well, the first thing is, be aware. Any device, anything connected to the internet, it could be a target, even your car. And like we said before, be careful about what you connect to it, those third-party apps and stuff.
It's like, you gotta trust, but also double check everything, right? We all want the cool tech, but we gotta be smart about it.
Right. And we have to make the car companies, step up their game. They need to make security a priority. It's not an option anymore.
What do you think is the biggest challenge looking ahead? Cybersecurity for cars, I mean.
It's tough. I mean, these systems, they're getting so complex, all those layers of software, hardware, so many places for hackers to get in.
It's like a moving target, right? You fix one thing and then boom, there's another problem.
Yeah, exactly. And the technology is always changing so fast. It's a race to keep up,
So it sounds like everyone needs to work together on this, right? The car companies, the cybersecurity people, even the government, and us, the drivers.
Definitely. It's bigger than just one group. It's a problem for everyone. We got to figure it out together.
Well, this deep dive has been, wow, a real eye-opener. Thanks for, breaking it all down for us. It's complicated stuff, but you made it, like, actually understandable.
No problem. Glad we could talk about it.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and stay safe out there. Until next time.